released yesterday. Corporal Luke Tamatia, aged 31, Lance Corporal Jacinda Baker, aged 26, and Private Richard Harris, aged 21. The 3 Kiwi soldiers were travelling in a convoy when the vehicle they were in was hit by an explosive device. New Zealand has now lost 10 soldiers in Afghanistan. The 3 major mobile carriers in the country are working on a pact to prevent stolen cell phones from working on any network. Experts say such measures will be effective in reducing cell phone thieves. Christy Jai reports.
All mobile phones have a 15-digit IMEI number that is transmitted to their carriers every time they are used to make a call. Vodafone and Telecom have been using the numbers to blacklist their customers if their phones are reported stolen. And now 2 Degrees is also joining force in developing a phone blocking system to prevent theft.
We only have 3 main carriers. If they are blocking these blacklisted handsets, then it means that you're either stealing them to ship them overseas or stealing them and finding they're no use at all. And I think that would help drive down the number of cell phone thefts.
Overseas carriers have been sharing IMEI information on centralized databases for some time now. New Zealand is slow to catch on, and because of the relative small scale of the market, the likely outcome would be manual sharing between the networks.
So it means that they've got to get these manual configurations between each network right in order to make it work seamlessly. The worst thing that would be if they start blocking legitimate users on the network because of a mistake, so they really have to get all their technology working before they introduce it.
Talks about implementing an industry-wide blocking system have been taking place for a while, but although an agreement between the carriers is still in the works, Paul Brisland says he doesn't see any obstacles getting in the way. Christy Zhao, 9 News.
New Zealand Police is recruiting, and they're interested in getting recruits from all ethnicity background. Keisha has more.
The New Zealand 2012 Diversity Forum is full of opportunities. This 4-day event is packed with seminars and workshops that aim to bring a fair go for all. Amongst the program was the New Zealand Police that held a New Cop interactive workshop.
It's an opportunity to actually identify some of the key issues within diverse communities that police need to start tackling, so issues with youth, communities and people in their homes.
There are over 30 different career pathways with New Zealand Police, and they are looking at 160 to 240 new recruits from now to June 2013.
We're looking for people with good communication skills, good empathy, good problem-solving abilities to work with those communities to reduce victimisation and reduce crime.
New Zealand Police is well aware that the nation is becoming more ethnically diverse, and through recruiting new blood of different ethnic backgrounds can bring the communities together and create a safer environment for all. Kay Chow, 9 News.
The 8th Diversity Forum was held on Sunday and Monday discussing issues of race relations and cultural diversity. It came as news of migrants' exploitation was exposed, and the Human Rights Commission launched a report on structural discrimination. Christy Jai reports.
The 8th Diversity Forum was held earlier this week in Auckland. It came as the spotlight was turned on the exploitation of migrants in the workplace, where a large number of migrant workers are being paid well under the minimum wage. Labour MP Darian Fenton has called for urgent investigations into the problem.
What the government needs to do is be very proactive among all industries. It's not just migrant businesses that aren't paying minimum wages, many employers across New Zealand.
The Human Rights Commission launched a report during the forum on structural discrimination faced by ethnic minorities. The report finds strong evidence that such discrimination, which amounts to institutional racism, is a, quote, real and ongoing issue. Darian Fenton says the government needs to help migrants better understand their rights in the country.
I think the obligation of a government and various agencies is to make sure that, first of all, migrants who come here know what their rights are. And I know there have been some efforts in some industries, but I'm concerned that the rights are not being explained or enforced.
Fenton says the notion of one-size-fits-all does apply when it comes to things like minimum wage, but more work is needed to tailor help for minorities. A migrant workers' union was launched at the forum on Sunday, promising to address inequalities in the workplace. Christy Zhao, 9 News.
Figures from Ministry of Justice show more than 17,000 people accused of serious crimes are on the run from police. Of those, over 9,000 were wanted in Auckland. The ministry says at least 40,000 arrest warrants were issued each year. In the vast majority of cases, the person is caught or appears voluntarily. Buying online can be risky, but the law protects all buyers purchasing a vehicle from registered motor traders. Kay Chow has more.
You can pick up a bargain or lemon when purchasing cars online. Not all sellers offer the same guarantee or warranties, but the law provides extra protection when you buy a vehicle from registered motor traders.
As wearers doesn't have any legal relevance in terms of the Consumer Guarantees Act. Long story short, you simply cannot contract out of the Consumer Guarantees Act.
Consumers Guarantees Act certainly served justice for Graham Johnstone, who bought a car on Trade Me under an as-is wearer's basis. The seller is a registered motor trader, and the deal was done without road testing or inspecting the vehicle. 2 months later, the engine failed, and the matter was taken up to the Motor Vehicle Dispute Tribunal, where Johnstone was compensated with a full refund.
Difficulty in the marketplace, particularly sites like, say, a car fair on the side of the road or on Trade Me. Sometimes the seller will try to feign as being a private seller, and in some cases they may well be trade, just haven't declared that they're traders.
The Act does not apply to private sellers, so it is always a good idea to ask if the seller is a registered trader and seek free advice from MTA Mediation Service and the Citizen Advice Bureau. Kay Chow, 9 News.
A tech company started by 2 former students is finding success in the ad markets. The entrepreneurs, originally from India, spoke to 9 News about starting up business in New Zealand. Christy Jai reports.
Right, so tell me when you're ready.
Meet Sulabh Sharma, a tech entrepreneur whose app designing company is tapping into the needs and wants of businesses who want to provide real value to their customers and improve productivity. In the age of smartphones and tablet computers, the business of app development is certainly thriving. Sharma says the penetration of mobile devices is changing the way people work.
People don't sleep with their TVs or their cars or, other stuff, but they do sleep with their mobile phones, and they keep them just besides their bed. The only thing which is close enough to a mobile device is pretty much money, but that too, you don't check after every 5 or 10 minutes.
Sharma and his business partner Shinu Trolla were both students from India, but he says entrepreneurship in New Zealand is easy as long as you have the passion for it.
The challenges are the business challenges, except that it's same as any other country. If I would have been in India, I would be struggling. I've been putting same amount of efforts in building and growing the business as I'm doing now.
The company is on its way to hitting the $1 million turnover mark. One of its most popular apps is the Speak Like a Pro app, which is designed to help people improve their public speaking skills. Sharma says the app will be able to handle different accents in the future, providing huge potential for Asian markets. Christy Zhao, 9 News.
Modern lifestyle has people seeking supplements for health reasons, and these are usually women. But it is equally important for men to stay healthy. So here's Kay Chow reporting on the top 5 supplements for men.
Truth be told, women pay more attention when it comes to health, and women are naturally more likely to have open discussions about health problems than men. But more and more men are taking the initiative to stay on top of the game by taking supplements.
Professor Holt is a well-known researcher, and he considers all the research that comes out. And there's a lot of research, good and bad, about all kinds of products out there. So what he did was he came up with the top 5 based on the strongest research evidence behind them.
Professor Holt suggested 5 top supplements for men, and they are multivitamin, fish oil, coenzyme Q10, probiotics and zinc. Although the best way to get vitamins and minerals is through your food, but it is hard to get everything we need from what we eat.
If we go back to many years ago, our parents grew their own food, and there was no such thing as processed or packaged food. So, and even fruit and vegetables nowadays have sprays on them. So basically, we have busy lifestyles.
Getting all the nutrients we need given the modern diet and lifestyle is almost impossible. Taking supplements may help to maintain good health, provide relief from a range of health issues and keep our bodies functioning at optimum levels. Kay Chow, 9 News.
Now we have our TV9 host from Asia Focus, Julie Nixon, to comment on pyjamas and employment.
A heated debate has erupted in Gisborne over whether pyjamas should be banned from being worn in public. While Gisborne Mayor Meng Foon says PJs are okay as long as people are clean, others argue that people wearing pyjamas in public shows a lack of self-respect and lowers the town's appeal. Heart of Gisborne manager Ken Hubert says seeing people in PJs at the supermarket, cash machine or around the CBD is just not a good look for Gisborne. He says it looks like people don't have the right attitude. This could be at the heart of the issue because Statistics New Zealand figures show that Gisborne District's unemployment, which includes the East Coast but not Wairoa, is 1/3 higher than the national unemployment rate of 6.6%. It's a fact that people who are out of work can suffer from a loss of self-esteem. And Hubert says people have lost that self-respect and consider the supermarket and the main street to be their backyard. According to reports, there are not huge numbers of people wearing PJs in public, but there are enough for them to be noticeable. Those who are opposed to people wearing PJs in public have got a point in that wearing them reflects a relaxed attitude. But then again, Gisborne is a seaside town with great beaches. You're probably not going to see people wearing PJs in downtown Auckland or Wellington, but it's become trendy to do so in Gisborne. Nowadays there are many styles of pyjamas ranging from the standard top and bottom to skimpier versions including shirt singlets. But as long as the normal standards of decency are maintained, PJs in public are okay. It's not the council's place to create a bylaw forbidding sleeping clothes to be worn outside the home. However, if the level of employment in Gisborne picks up, the days of wearing PJs in public may be numbered.
Welcome back, you're watching 9 News.